Sounds like I'm in a bloody cathedral. This room's so big. I don't actually understand when you would use this.
Alrighty guys, so this is the FulAim 1000 CX, and this is a wireless audio transmitter. And I've been getting hit up a ton by brands asking me to review their wireless transmitter stuff, and most of them are just absolutely trash. But FulAim had some interesting things that I really stood out to me, so I wanted to try. And also, I've been so impressed by these. So let's jump straight into it. How's it going, guys? Andrew Murph here from Down Under in Gold Coast, Australia. So I've been testing these out over the last probably month, and I've been insanely impressed by how good these are. The quality is just really, really good. Even though they've got built-in antennas, the range is still really good, and the actual penetration is still really good. But I think the main thing for me is just the audio quality. It sounds almost like you're in a studio, even when you're outside. The quality is just insane. And one of the main reasons that I've been using this over all my other brands is because they have a 21-hour operating time and they only take 2 hours to charge. A lot of the brands I was using before, they were really good, but they just died after a few hours, and they're just kind of useless if you're trying to film for a whole day. Now, FulAim claims this can be used at up to 150 meters, so let's do a range test and see if that is true.
All right, so this is the FulAim 1000. We're gonna do a quick range test. It's about to start pissing down, so let's start. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. We're at 20 meters. Real good. Put your mic down, Flynn, so I can actually hear you. Is it clear? Any interference? If I go behind, is it getting interference? So line of sight is fine. Let's go again. So this is 30 meters. So typically with most audio transmitters, line of sight, it's fine. Because this has built-in antennas, you're gonna find that you won't get as much range as something that has external antennas. And especially when you say if I go behind me, it's going to cut out, which means that if you are going to be transmitting at a distance, you want to have it clipped onto the front of someone's pocket or in someone's front pocket, so then you still have that line of sight and it's only going through a bit of material. I've also got the windsock on as well, so it is pretty windy. I don't know, can you hear the wind? And you can't hear any of that? That's really cool. And this is 50 meters, still all good. Oh my god, the rain's coming in. Any breaking up at this 50 meters? Let me go. Is it breaking up when I'm doing this? Oh, it's still all good. So ideally you want to be standing still, so it just has to transmit in a straight line sort of thing. So this is all good when I'm like this. I'm just gonna go 150. Can you even see me? Hello, all the way over there. I need a 400mm lens. Well, this is pretty cool. So this is 150 meters, and is it still pretty clear? So it is cutting in and out. So this might be out of range of the, yeah, okay, so this is 170 meters. So this is FulAim 1000. Good stuff.
So now the transmitters themselves can be used by themselves. They've got a mic built in. They actually have a windsock that clips on as well. And honestly, this windsock is so good. Listen to this.
This is with the windsock off, so you may be getting a little bit of wind. If I do this, you'll definitely be able to hear the wind. If we chuck the windsock on, but this has got wind blowing directly into it, so you shouldn't be able to hear basically any of this. And if I do this, you may be able to hear that. This is actually really good, and because it's quite big as well, obviously the bigger it is, the more it's going to cut, but typically, yeah, these do a really good job at cutting it. So if you are shooting outdoors, definitely make sure you have some sort of fluffy on it. The little foam ones are okay, but they just don't seem to cut as much of the wind. The wind still kind of gets through, whereas having all hairs and stuff, it seems to catch the wind and just slow it down way more. So yeah, that's with the windsock on.
When I heard that audio, I was just insanely impressed. I basically cut out all the wind, and it just isolated my voice so good just by using the built-in mic. But if you don't want to use the built-in mics, they've also given you 2 lapels as well, and they have a little foam sock over it. The only thing I'm a bit disappointed about, is this fluffy sock doesn't fit on here. It just kind of falls off, and there's no way of I guess putting this on here somehow. So if you want to use the lapel, you have to just use it with the foam sock, which does work pretty good, but I would have loved to be able to put this on just in those situations where it's really windy. It comes with a standard TRS cable, which actually just connected to a normal camera. It comes with a USB-C to USB-C to charger, but also this is super duper cool. So it comes with a USB-C to lightning, which means that if you look on the output on the side of this, we have an output via 3.5mm, and we also have an output via USB-C. So check out how cool this is. So one super cool thing about the FulAim 1000 is that it actually has a USB-C out, and you can go USB-C to either USB-C or USB-C to Thunderbolt, which means that I can actually use this to record high quality audio
on my phone. One really cool thing that we did is we were using my phone to record some interviews at an event, and we had to try like come up with an idea of plugging in a Rode Wireless Go into the phone. We had a whole bunch of adapters and stuff, and it was a bit like time consuming and stuff to set up. Whereas this, we can literally plug it straight into your phone, and that's it, which is so handy. It saves so much time. Yes.
So one of the biggest problems I've been having with wireless transmitters is they just don't last long enough, but thankfully these ones last up to 7 hours, and obviously when you can then pair it with the charging case, you can get up to 21 hours of operation out of this, which is really cool because it means that for me, like when I'm shooting a commercial, I'll just clip this onto my Easy Rig and I'll just leave it there. So I can basically leave it on for the whole commercial. And then if my BTS photographers then basically getting some like behind the scenes content, need to talk about something or you ask me a question, like I'm already mic'd up, I'm already ready to go. And I don't have to worry about turning it off or taking it off and charging it throughout the shoot. Like it can basically last for the whole time, which is super cool. Now, another thing that I'm really impressed with is the screen on this. So a lot of the cheaper kind of like wireless transmitters, the screens are really dim and it's really hard to see outside. Whereas I put a really, really bright screen in this. So even if you're kind of like in some glare or outside, you can still actually see what is going on, which is awesome. Now, everything is housed in a super neat case, and this is also a charging case as well. This is kind of just like standard for these wireless transmitters now, but I love that basically like if you are running low on power, you can just quickly throw it back in here. It will then start charging straight away, and then you're ready to go like pretty soon after, like 2 hours, and then you can fully charge these. Insane. And one thing that actually sets the FulAim 1000 apart from other transmitters is that it has a few different modes in it as well. So it has like a noise isolation mode, and I'll show you what that does right now.
Right, this is a live test. So Flynn, can you hear the rain through the mic? Okay, now if I turn this on, listen, bam.
Significant
reduction. It actually cuts it quite a bit. Hey?
For those people at home, it is quite rainy, and we're under a tin roof. Like, it doesn't get rainier than that.
And then we're in the cathedral again. Whoa, man, this is hectic.
So now it's definitely good at isolating noise, but the result is a little bit scratchy. Like I personally wouldn't use myself. I'd rather clean it up in post than like kind of like do it with the transmitter and then kind of like bake that audio in or that effect in. But it does do a really good job if you just had to like, you know, if you were shooting for an event or something and you were using this to actually like transmit to a speaker and you wanted to try to bring that down, it would work really good there. But in terms of like recording it straight in and then using it in a video, I probably wouldn't do that myself. And then it also has a low cut mode, but the one I want to touch on, which is, I'm not exactly sure why I've added in here, but it's called KTV mode, which basically adds an echo, and I think it's designed for like when you're singing on camera or something.
I don't actually understand when you would use this. If you want to make it sound like you've got a big echo, then I guess you can use this.
For me, I've never heard it before. It just kind of seems like a bit of a weird gimmick, but I guess if you are singing and you wanted to add a bit of a reverb, there's a cool effect for you as well. As for price, you can get this kit with just one transmitter for $128, or you can get this 2 kit for $209, which I think is a steal. That is absolutely amazing. And plus getting all those like features, like being able to connect it straight to your phone via that lightning cable, that has just saved me so much hassle when I just want to film more on my phone, especially if you are filming more on your phone. That is an awesome feature. Anyway guys, I hope you enjoyed this look at the FulAim 1000. If you did, consider liking and subscribing. And if you want to find out any more about this, I'll leave some links down below. Otherwise, stay creative and just be you. Have fun.